evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this Channel 28 broadcast of Shrewsbury High School Athletics. I'm Andrew Engel, and it is Friday, February 23rd. I'm here at North Star Ice Sports in Westboro, where the boys ice hockey team will take on the Algonquin Tomahawks. The Colonials are coming off a big 5-2 win Wednesday against Lincoln Sudbury. Tyler Boris scored twice, and both Pat Shaughnessy and Noah Jower looked great in net on Shrewsbury's senior night. Tonight, the Tomahawks will be looking to avenge their one-goal loss to Shrewsbury back on January 20th. Algonquin comes into tonight at 10-4-5, currently sitting in the 3 spot in the Central Mass standings, and a win today could bring them up to the 2 seed. The Tomahawks have only lost 1 of their last 8 games, thanks mostly to the phenomenal play of sophomore goalie Matt Bodansky and his 1.40 goals against average. Shrewsbury's all-time record against Algonquin is 53-20-7, and they'll be looking to improve on that here this evening in the regular season finale. Shrewsbury High School boys ice hockey is coming up next. We're ready to go here at North Star. Starting lineup for the Colonials is going to be Quinlivan, and Boris. Peter Belbin and Connell Perskino back on D. Algonquin wins the face-off in the opening draw. Pat Shaughnessy is getting a start tonight for Colonials. Algonquin gains the red line. They'll dump it in behind the net. Connell Perskino is going to race to it. Perskino tries to go D to D behind the net. By Belbin. Now Boris catches it. He goes for the long pass. Anthony catches it off the boards. Anthony coming in, walks in, shoots and scores! 21 seconds into Algonquin's senior night, and Shrewsbury has taken a 1-0 lead off the stick of Anthony Quinlivan. Persikino and Tyler Boris will both pick up an assist in the goal. Liam comes away with that after the face-off. He pushes it forward. Algonquin picks it up. They throw it out of the zone. Peter steps up. Persikino gets that one away. Algonquin picks it up. They shoot wide. Comes all the way around to Liam. Liam enters the zone. Draws the contact. Algonquin coming out of the net with it now. Out of the zone with it now. Tepper's able to hit that one away. Liam gets it out of the zone. Jack Tepper catches it 2-on-1. Tepper tries to find Boris. Algonquin with a good defensive play. Boris sends it back around looking for Tepper. Algonquin picks it off. Algonquin now breaking out of the zone. They throw it forward. Takes a weird hop off the boards. Picked up by Mullen. Mullen with the long pass over to Tepper. James Tepper catches it. Stick handles in the neutral zone. Winds up, shoots. Save made by Bodansky. Face off. Going to be in the offensive zone for the Colonials. That goal was Anthony Quinlivan's 20th of the season. He's up to 47 points now in the 20th game. Jack Tepper gets set to take this offensive zone draw. Algonquin wins it back. They play it all the way around. Tom Belbin can't get the keep. Gets a stick on it. Won't be an ice. Belbin chasing all the way back into the zone. He's got 2 Tomahawks on him. Gets it over to Russo. Russo puts behind the net. It's going to wrap all the way around, get out of the zone. Algonquin will put it back in. Belbin picks it up behind the net. Belbin trying to find James Tepper. Algonquin walks in, picks it off, shoots. Save made by Shaughnessy. Puck goes up and out of play. Bad turnover there for the Colonials in their defensive zone. Quinlivan and Boris back out there. Peter and Persikino back on D. Anthony wins it over to Persikino. Persikino digging for it along the boards. Liam comes away with it. Liam Quinlivan now speeding through the neutral zone. Walks in, tries to stick handle around, gets it over to Anthony. Anthony shoots, save made by Bodansky. They clear it out. Belbin's able to keep it in. Passes it over to Anthony. Anthony walks into the slot, gets it to Liam. Liam from the point, fires one towards the net, save made. Rebound picked up by Anthony. Anthony sends it back down for Boris. Boris coming around with it, makes the long pass over to Belbin. Belbin will just play it back in. Comes to Anthony. Anthony throws it out front. Only Algonquin sticks are there. They're able to get the puck out of the zone. Peter chases it back into the Shrewsbury zone. Tries to get it over to Persikino. Algonquin gets a stick on it. Now Peter's able to chip one out to Liam. Algonquin picks it up. Goes it back to the D. Tyler Boris forechecking. Algonquin just able to get that out of the zone. Coming up ice with it now. Player gets by Mullen, walking on a 2-on-1, they shoot. That goes high and wide. Algonquin gets the keep. Persikino's right there. Persicino battling along the boards with 2 tomahawks. James Tepper in to help. Anthony Quinlivan comes away with it. He clears it around. Tyler Boris comes back in. Backhands one around for Persicino. Persicino with a long pass. That's complete to Jack Tepper. Jack Tepper coming in. He shoots. Save made by Wodanski. Rebounds loose. Algonquin picks it up. Algonquin coming the other way now. Bruce was able to play that man to the boards, and then Fleonis swats the puck forward. Algonquin flips it ahead. They get a bye, throw it in the zone. Shaughnessy stops it for Tepper. Jack Tepper loses his footing. Pass is intercepted. They walk in. Shot gets blocked. Shrewsbury having a hard time breaking out of the zone. They've had several defensive zone turnovers so far in this game. James Tepper stick hands through a couple players. Circles back around, gets it out to Mullen. Mullen walks in, shoots. Goes wide of the net. Jack Tepper picks it up. Tepper throws it back down low to James. James able to get around a couple players. Pushes the puck ahead. James gets taken down. Algonquin picks up the puck. Can't get it out of the zone though. Leonis will throw it back in. It's behind the net, comes around to the near side corner. Russo able to poke that one forward. Algonquin now taking the puck out of the zone. This is senior Nate Anderson bringing the puck up for Algonquin. He enters the Shrewsbury zone. Walking in on Fleonis, takes it behind the net. Circles around, comes to the near corner. Finds the man crashing in, he shoots. A shot gets blocked by Jack Tepper. Shrewsbury can't quite get it out of the zone. Fleonis is stick, he'll throw it behind the net. Belbin picks it up. Belbin goes high glass. That'll be a nice 10.5 minutes remaining here in the first period. Shrewsbury with some bad turnovers in the defensive zone, but still carry a 1-0 lead. Face-off going to be just to Shaughnessy's left. Holloway, Albertson, and O'Connor on the ice for Shrewsbury.
Yeah, excuse me, thank you.
Algonquin wins the face-off back from the point. They throw it back down low.
Fall down.
Belvin has his man tied up. Algonquin goes to the wraparound. Squirts out to the point. Albertson chasing after that man. He'll throw it back in. Algonquin comes away with it behind the net. O'Connor's all over that man. He's back behind the net. Coming out of the corner, they throw it back down low. In the corner, they go up to the point. Defenseman walks it over, shoots. That goes well wide. Albertson was the base for it. He clears it, and that'll go for an ice. 9:58 remaining here in the first. It's going to be another defensive zone face-off for Shrewsbury. Quinlivan, and Boris on the ice now for the Colonials, and Mullen and Persicino back on D. Anthony wins that one back to the corner. Mullen plays it forward. It comes out to the point. They put it back in. Picked up by Quinlivan. Anthony went ahead looking for Boris. Got by him. Algonquin picks it up. Liam picks that one off, but that's not offsides according to the ref. Liam goes back, shoots. Rebound is loose. Comes up in the air. Algonquin comes away with it. They play it all the way around. That'll go all the way down for an ice. Face-off going to come back into the Algonquin zone now. Shrewsbury barely able to stay on sides there according to the referee. Anthony Quinlivan getting set to take this offensive zone draw. Algonquin wins it back. Clear it all the way around. Henson picks it up. Banks it off the boards. Algonquin picks it up in the neutral zone. They'll bank it into the Shrewsbury zone. Persicino wins the race to it. Plays it around. Algonquin picks it up. They throw it out in front. Player in the slot couldn't get the stick on it. Boris gets it up to Liam. Liam loses the puck. Boris picks it up, throws it back out front. Algonquin's there to play it. Algonquin throws it out of the zone. Liam picked it off. Stick handles around a couple players. Stumbles. Now Anthony Quinlivan racing after it. Anthony Quinlivan able to play it forward. Liam lays a hip, and now Algonquin coming out of the zone with the puck. Algonquin does not gain the red line, throws it down. That'll be an ice. 8:47 remaining here in the first period. Puck's going to come all the way back into the Tomahawk zone. Tepper Russo on the ice now for Shrewsbury. Coming out to play defense are Fleonis and Tom Belbin. Algonquin wins it back. They clear it around. Leona steps up, plays the puck back down low. Jack Tepper picks it up. Jack Tepper with it behind the net. Comes out, throws it in front. James Tepper can't put it through. Algonquin gets the puck out of his zone. Leonis will pick it up. He'll throw it back in. Bodansky stops it behind the net. Cole Russo, the first forechecker. Algonquin comes from behind the net. Able to get by a couple Colonial forecheckers, not coming up ice. Across the blue line. They shoot. Save made by Shaughnessy. Rebound comes out. Russo picks it up. Russo tries to go high glass. Goes up and over. Faceoff going to stay in the Shrewsbury zone. Algonquin getting some great pressure, getting some good chances. Jack Tepper getting set to take this face-off in the defensive zone. Going back by Algonquin. The point, they try to throw it forward. Cole Russo was able to block it. Doesn't get out of the zone though. Algonquin clears it around. Now Tom Belvin racing after it. Belvin gets there, can't play it forward. Algonquin comes away with it. Algonquin has behind the net. They throw it up front. Jack Tepper gets a stick on it. They come in from the point. Try to backhand it forward. Jack Tepper picks it up. Tepper battling in the corner now. Played all the way around by Fleonis. Algonquin picks it up, throws it off the side of the net. James Tepper puts it behind the net. Now it's picked up by Jack. Jack Tepper loses the puck. Algonquin tries to throw it up front. Jack can stick on, come out to the slot. Jack Tepper was able to poke that one away. Now James Tepper picks it up. James Tepper can't leave the zone with it. Fleonis is able to get it out of the zone, not complete a pass though. That shot goes wide of the net. James Tepper's going to pick it up in the corner. He throws it forward. Russo battling for it along the boards. Shrewsbury unable to break the puck out of the zone. Tom Belvin has it behind the net. He'll throw it around. Sent back in by Algonquin. Fleonis chasing him to the far side. Kicks out. Jack Tepper picks it up. He'll backhand it out of the zone. Algonquin right back in transition. They throw it back in. Persicino picks it up. Persicino gets it up to Liam. Liam across the red line. Passes it over, trying to find Boris. Goes off Boris' stick. He couldn't catch the pass. Played offside for Shrewsbury. Bodansky stops behind the net. Algonquin picks it up. Tyler Boris, lead forechecker. Algonquin looks for the long pass. It's complete. Persicino was able to pick up the puck though. Player lost it. Now Liam gets it to Anthony. Anthony spinning into the zone. And offside's the call. Ref said Tyler Boris on the far side went off. 6:39 remaining here in the first period. It'll be a neutral zone faceoff. Still Quinlivan, and Boris on the ice for Shrewsbury with Mullen and Persicino back on D. Anthony ties up his man. Algonquin comes away with the puck. Algonquin throws it forward. No ice. Persicino's going to win the race to it. Plays it on his backhand over to Tyler Boris. Algonquin was able to get it away. Pick it up the sideboards, throw it. That goes behind the net. Algonquin wins the race to it on the near side. Liam pins that man to the boards. Algonquin comes away with the puck. From the high slot, they shoot. Get a deflection in front. That goes wide of the net, though. Algonquin takes it from behind the net. They throw it back down low. Persicino racing after it. Algonquin wins the race. Persicino's going to tie up that man, but he comes away with the puck. Caught behind the net for a second. Quinlivan comes away with it. Now Tyler Boris goes to the far pass, looking for Liam. Algonquin's able to glove it down. Liam enters the zone. He'll wrap it all the way around. Hits the back of the net. Stops for an Algonquin defenseman. Algonquin trying to come out of the corner with it. Liam picks it up. Tyler Boris has it now coming from behind the net. Swatted away from him. Tyler Boris battling for it in the near side corner. Now a penalty coming to Tyler Boris. Algonquin has possession of the puck right now. They come into the zone. They shoot and score. That one got under Shaughnessy with 5:24 remaining here in the first. Algonquin has tied it up. It'll be 5-on-5 following that goal, but Tyler Boris is going to have to serve a 2-minute minor. Following the goal, it'll be Alejandro, O'Connor, and Holloway on the ice for Shrewsbury. Persicino and McManus are playing defense. Sam O'Connor taking the center ice face-off. Algonquin wins it back. Algonquin loses the puck in their own zone. O'Connor pokes it forward. O'Connor's going to win the race to it. O'Connor looking to throw it up front. That gets blocked. Alejandro O'Connor digging for it. Algonquin comes away with that out of the corner. Algonquin now headed up ice. Player lost the puck. Algonquin goes way off sides, touches up. Just under 5 minutes remaining here in the first. And the faceoff's going to come out to the neutral zone. Same players on the ice here for Shrewsbury. Algonquin loses the face-off forward. McManus is able to play it forward, and he's able to bank it out of the zone. Algonquin goes to the neutral zone and then chips it forward. Porcupino picks it up. He can't get it out of the zone. Holloway fighting for it. Algonquin pushes it into the corner. McManus plays that man to the boards. O'Connor plays it around. Kept in there by Algonquin. He loses the puck momentarily. He'll throw it back in. Shot from far out, gloved easily by Shaughnessy. 4.5 remaining in the first. Face-off going to come just to Shaughnessy's right. It'll be Tepper, and Russo on the ice, with Mullen and Tom Belbin back on D. Algonquin wins that face-off back to the point. They flip it forward. Jack Tepper has it on a stick, throws it back out. The defense picks it back up. Gets it back down low. Algonquin trying to stick handle to the point. Just gotten out of the zone. Russo blocks that. Russo pokes one ahead for Jack Tepper. Jack Tepper entering the offensive zone. Pushes it forward. Coming from behind the net. Loses a stick. Russo gets the puck out to Belbin. Thrown towards the net. Rebound kicks out to the boards. Chip forward. Belbin's there. He'll throw it back into the corner. Algonquin with time to make a play. Taps it around. They go back D to D. Player lost the puck. James Tepper on that player. And then Russo's able to slap it away. Thrown towards the net. Covered easily by Bodansky. 3.5 minutes remaining in the first. Face-off going to be in the offensive zone for the Colonials as Quinlivan come onto the ice. The right winger they'll be playing with is Drew Albertson. Peter Belbin and Connell Persicino back on D. Anthony gets set to take this offensive zone face-off. Both centers getting tossed on the face-off, so Liam will take it. One back by Algonquin. They have it below their own goal line. Liam's able to pick that one off. Liam gets it over for Anthony. Anthony a little too far ahead of him. Algonquin's able to pass it up now. Play too far ahead. Persicino gets it. Gets it to Liam. Liam moves the puck. Persicino has to backhand it out of the zone. Gets by that player. Now Liam entering the offensive zone. Liam cuts the middle. He shoots. Save made by Bodansky. Anthony picks up the rebound, gets it out to Persicino. Persicino from the point throws it back in. Glove down by Algonquin. And no hand pass is called. Algonquin coming to the offensive zone with it now. Peter steps up on that player. Persicino gets a touch. Peter Belbin's going to go to the box. 2 minutes for tripping with 2:58 remaining here in the first period. Killing the penalty for Shrewsbury is going to be James Tepper, Tyler Boris, Connell Persicino, and Tom Belbin to start. James Tepper taking his face off in the defensive zone. Tepper wins it forward. Algonquin gets the keep. Throw it back in. Tom Belbin's there to pick it up. Backhands it up to James Tepper. Tepper can't quite get it out of the zone. Algonquin throws it back in. Wraps around behind the net. Algonquin in the near side corner with it. They work it out to the point. Walks it over. Gets it back down low. Back out to the point. Tyler Boris right there. We go D to D. James Tepper coming over. Connell Persicino was able to get a piece of that pass. He gets up to Tyler Boris. Tyler Boris is going to flip it out. James Tepper racing after it. Bodansky comes out to play it. Wraps it around. Pass caught but not cleanly. Algonquin gets it forward. Nate Anderson coming up the ice with it. He shoots. Save made easily by Shaughnessy. 1:12 remaining on the penalty. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first period. Still tied at 1 in Westboro. It'll be Quinlivan, Mullen, and Tom Belbin now on the ice. Algonquin wins that face-off back. Pass it back down low. Try to throw out in front of the net. Mullen did a good job tying up his man. Shaughnessy was able to come out and cover the puck. Anthony Quinlivan now getting set to take another face-off in the defensive zone. Algonquin plays it over the boards. Mullen gets it forward. Now on the stick of Quinlivan. Liam Quinlivan coming up with it. He's got Anthony Quinlivan trailing on his right. Liam gets it over to Anthony. Anthony Sincanos around, goes 5-hole. Save made by Bodansky. He got just enough leg on it to keep it out of the net.
He blew the whistle after he got on the ice.
52 seconds remaining in the penalty to Belbin.
No infraction of the line.
Anthony Quinlivan getting tossed on the face-off, so Liam will take it. Liam ties up his man. Center comes away with it. Coming out of the zone, they pass it over. Mullen's able to play that one. Goes up and out of play. .44 seconds remaining on the penalty to Peter Belbin. Face-off's going to be in the neutral zone. Jack Tupper's going to take it with Cole Russo on his left. Mullen and Persicino are back on D. Jack gets it forward, gets tied up. Algonquin puts it into the zone. Algonquin has it in the corner. Bring it up, get up to the point. The high slot, they go back to the point. Player walking it over, circles back. 20 seconds remaining in the penalty to Belbin. Get it back to the point. Go D to D across. Shoots, that's blocked by Mullen. Almost gets out. On the attempt to put it back in, he goes off his partner, comes out of the zone, only 10 seconds remaining on the penalty to Belbin. Pass it ahead now. Persicino's able to tie up that man. Russo picks it up. Penalty is expired, back to 5-on-5. That's wrapping all the way around. James Tepper racing after it. Algonquin comes away with it and plays it up. Russo's there, he picks it up. Throws it back into the Algonquin zone. Play is blown dead. 42 seconds remaining in the period. Referees blowing 3 whistles in that sequence, not sending anybody to the penalty box. It'll be Tepper, and Russo on the ice here, with Tom Belbin and Connell Persicino back on D. Tom Belbin comes away with that at the face-off. He'll throw it in. Pass comes up. Persicino able to kick it to himself. Comes out of the zone though. He'll flip it back in. Algonquin speeding up ice with it now. Walk in, shoot. Shot gets blocked. Tepper leaves it for Russo. Gets it back to James Tepper. 15 seconds remaining. James up it for Jack. He lost the puck. Algonquin picks it up. Pass ahead. Gets by Persicino. No ice. Persicino played into the corner. Only a few seconds remaining. Persicino's going to tie it up. And that'll do it for the first period. Heading into the first intermission, the Colonials were tied with the Tomahawks 1-1. We're back here in North Star for the start of the second period. Algonquin wins that one back. Defensive picks it up. Loses the puck. Liam's on him. He's able to come away with it. Throws it back behind the net. Anthony picks it up now from the corner. Gets it back to Persicino. Persicino gets it back to Anthony. Anthony throws it back down. Boris picks it up. Dick handles around, walks it over. That shot goes wide. Liam racing it after it now. Algonquin plays it back behind the net. Over to the corner. Boris racing after it. Boris kicks it ahead. Algonquin comes away with the puck. Mullen able to stop that one. Algonquin picks it up though. Boris swats that one away. Anthony Quinlivan racing for it. The Algonquin defense was able to poke it past Anthony. Anthony tied out Tyler Boris there to help. Algonquin was able to get that pass by. Algonquin breaking out of the zone now. Coming out of Persicino and Mullen. They play it forward. Shaughnessy plays that one out. Persicino gets it to Mullen. Mullen goes right up to Anthony. Anthony speeds through the neutral zone. Gets checked off the puck. Algonquin picks it up. They go D to D. Now the Boris gets it, swats it around. James Pepper's going to pick it up in the far corner. Pepper loses the puck. Algonquin has it now behind the net. James Pepper attacks. Algonquin's going to crawl back. Back behind the net, they throw it all the way around. Mullen's able to get the keep there. He'll throw it back in. James Pepper going to pick it up. James Pepper with it in the corner. He gets tied up. He's got 2 tomahawks on him. Puck gets poked by. Peter Belvin steps up. He's able to keep the puck in the zone. Belvin digging for it along the sideboards, and James Pepper comes away with it. Pepper able to get around a couple players, throws it up front. Algonquin picks it up. Russo all over that player. He curls back. Goes back around. Algonquin from the sideboards. Backhands it out of the zone. Peter Belvin picks it up. Goes D to D to Tom. Tom banks it forward. Comes all the way to the Algonquin defenseman. They throw it out of the zone. Algonquin takes it back in, but the referee says it's a delayed offsides. Pass it ahead. Algonquin chips it forward. Tom Belvin chasing after it, and that'll go for an ice. Just over 2 minutes here into the second period. We're still tied at 1 here in that North Star. Tepper, Russo. Oh, and actually coming off now, it'll be Quinlivan and Boris on the ice with Belvin and Belvin back on D. Anthony Quinlivan getting set to take the offensive zone draw. One over to Boris. He gets it back to Belvin. Tom Belvin throws it in. Wraps all the way around for Liam. Liam tries to find Anthony. Algonquin gets in the way. Liam shoots. That goes way over the net. Tom Belvin's able to get it at the point. He'll push it back in. Algonquin picks it up. Liam picks it up now in the neutral zone. Loses the puck. Throws it in. Doesn't go far. Algonquin has it. Loses the puck. Tyler Boris gets a touch. And now Anthony Quinlivan's going to the box. Roughing the call. 12:16 remaining here in the second period. And the Colonials are going to be shorthanded. Starting the penalty kill is going to be Jack Tepper and Cole Russo. That'll be Cam Mullen and Persicino back on D. Cole Russo comes away with it. Can't get it out of the zone. He's able to swat that one away. Russo able to check down a player. Algonquin with the shot from the point. Leg saved by Shaughnessy, kicks it to the corner, but Algonquin picks up the rebound. They work it out to the point. They go D to D. Algonquin throws it back down low. Now works it back down low to the sideboards. They shoot, that gets blocked in front. Algonquin comes away with it. Play it back down low. The pass gets deflected. Algonquin picks it up, shoots, that goes wide. Mullen's there. He shoots it around. Algonquin picks it up at the point. And passes it back down low. The player tries to stick handle past Persicino, loses the puck into the corner, picks it back up. Coming out of the corner now, they work to the point. Defenseman walks it over. Passes down, this player coming into the circle now, backhands it towards the net. Loses it. Persicino tries to back in around for Tepper. Now Tepper picks it up. Now Tepper flips it forward. Jack Tepper racing after it. Tepper coming into the offensive zone. Shoots. Save made by Bodansky. 52 seconds remaining on the penalty to Quinlivan. 11:07 remaining here in the second period. Now on the PK for Shrewsbury are Belvin and Belvin, with Boris and Liam Quinlivan playing forward. Algonquin wins the face-off back. Liam Quinlivan able to poke that away after chasing the man behind the net. Liam Quinlivan ties the man up, checks him off the puck. Algonquin picks it up. Liam Quinlivan able to steal the puck now, and a whistle blows. Penalty coming to the Shrewsbury bench. It's going to be the same skaters on the ice here for the Colonials.
I like it. Okay.
Anthony Quinlivan has been assessed some sort of misconduct penalty, so Alec Budio is going to come in to serve the last 39 seconds of the minor. Liam comes away with it after the faceoff, walks in, shot gets blocked. Liam Quinlivan has the puck now, coming around his back end. He'll take it out of the zone. Circles around, gets it back to Belbin. Belbin passing ahead, looking for Boris. Algonquin's able to get a stick in the way. 20 seconds remaining on the minor penalty to Shrewsbury. Liam Quinlivan lays an open ice hit. Algonquin gets it up. Peter Belbin gets a touch, and now another penalty coming to Shrewsbury, elbowing the call. Only 14 seconds remaining on the minor penalty to what was originally Anthony Quinlivan, being served now by Alec Budio, and now Liam Quinlivan going to the box for an elbow. Now another misconduct penalty coming to Shrewsbury.
Put the whistle away.
There's 10.5 minutes remaining left in the second period. It's going to be a 5-on-3 for the next 14 seconds, at least. Now Mike Walton coming on to serve something.
Penalties on under 25 Lee Quinlivan. He receives a penalty for elbowing and a 10-minute.
Since when is this elbowing?
Algonquin wins the face-off back. Walk in, shoot. That's blocked by Persicino. Can't get the puck out. Algonquin has it at the point. 5 seconds remaining on the first penalty. Shot saved by Shaughnessy. One minor penalty is expired. They come out to the point. James Tepper pokes it forward. James Tepper wins the race to it. James Tepper comes in on breakaway. Short-handed. He stick goes around. Can't finish. Lost the puck. Throws him towards the net. Algonquin coming up ice with it now. Coming in on Persicino and Tom Belbin. Persicino plays him wide. Algonquin takes it all the way around. 1:20 remaining on that second minor penalty. It is only 5-on-4 right now. They pass it back out, throw it back down low. Persicino in front of that man. Walks out to the sideboards. Tries to find someone in front. They get a stick on it. Can't get it towards the net though. Algonquin throws it back down low. Tries to get it out. Tom Belbin blocks that attempt. Shaughnessy pokes it behind the net. Algonquin picks it up. Algonquin passes it over. Goes for the saucer pass all the way across the zone. Incomplete. Algonquin comes away with it though. 50 seconds remaining in the penalty, being served by Mike Walton. Persicino pokes that one away. Algonquin comes away with it. Throw it back out to the point. Fakes the shot. Passes it back down low. Persicino blocks that. And James Tepper's able to get the full ice clear. Bodansky stops it behind the net. Goes for the long pass. 30 seconds remain on the penalty, being served by Mike Walton. Algonquin enters the zone. Passes it back to the point. Go D to D. Jack Tepper's there. Shot gets through. Shaughnessy saves it. Covers it up. 18 seconds remain in the minor penalty. 8:48 remaining in the second period. Mike Walton will be exiting the box in 18 seconds. Jack Tepper getting set to take the space off the defensive zone. Comes all the way over to the far boards. Player walking through the high slot, shoots, that gets deflected out in front. The block there for Shrewsbury. Puck goes up and out of play, but off the Shrewsbury stick that should stay in the Algonquin zone. Nine seconds remaining on the minor penalty for Shrewsbury. After which they'll be back to even strength. Jack Tepper's taking another face-off in the defensive zone. Algonquin comes away with it, works it back to the point. D to D. Circles around, the penalty's expired, that shot's blocked. Algonquin keeps it back in, throws it into the zone. Mullen able to play that one away. Jack Tepper's going to win the race to it. Tepper gets it forward, too far ahead for James Tepper. That'll go for an ice. We are back to even strength. Both Quinlivans are still in the box serving their misconduct penalties. 8:17 remaining here in the second period. Tepper Russo line out with Mullen and Persicino back on D. Russo gets tied up along the boards with it after the face-off. Algonquin comes away with it. Work it over to the point. Walks in. It's in front of the net. Deflected. Shaughnessy with the save. Russo flips it out of the zone. Algonquin's going to throw it back in. Mullen picks it up. Mullen plays it all the way around. Algonquin gets the keep. James Tepper able to get out of the zone. Delayed offsides. Jack Tepper plays it forward. Russo can't get it over to Mullen. Persicino picks it up. Passes it too far in front of Mullen. Mullen plays it forward. Mullen enters the zone. Gets it over to James Tepper. James Tepper stick handles around, shoots. Shot was deflected right away. Goes up and out of play. Off the Algonquin stick. That should still be inside the zone. 7.5 minutes remaining here in the second period. We're still tied at 1. Tyler Boris now on the ice, centering O'Connor and Holloway. Peter Belbin, Joe Flionis back on D. Boris moves back to O'Connor. He shoots. That gets blocked. Holloway battling for it. Algonquin comes away with it. Player didn't catch that pass. Belbin throws it forward. That pass comes up and out of play. Straight out by Algonquin, so that'll come back into the zone.
Hey, that's goalie interference.
That'll be the same players on the ice here for Shrewsbury, although Tom Belbin has now come off for Joe Flionis, so it's a Belbin D pairing. Algonquin wins that one. O'Connor battling for it in the corner. Tyler Boris able to hit it away. O'Connor pushes it forward now. O'Connor wins the race to the puck. O'Connor tries to play it back to Boris. Played behind the net. Algonquin with it behind the net. Boris able to swat it away. Boris comes away with it. He's checked off the puck. Sam O'Connor tries to toe drag around that player, loses it. Good pressure from this forward line here. Algonquin coming out of the zone with it now though. 2-on-2. Belbin plays it up. Tyler Boris circles back around. He's got Holloway on his left. Boris shoots. That goes well wide of the net. Belbin has it. He shoots. Save made. Algonquin wins the race to the rebound. Shoots it around. That takes a weird bounce up the stanchion. Algonquin racing towards the net now. Peter Belbin able to play that one away. Algonquin will throw it back in. Peter Belbin picks it up behind the net. Loses the puck. Algonquin coming out from behind the net now. Work it out to the high slot. Get it back down low. Tom Belbin chasing that man to the corner. He's able to check him off the puck. Algonquin still has it. They throw it out. Comes all the way out of the zone. 6 minutes remaining here in the second period. Shrewsbury trying to rush in a line change. Algonquin has it. They play it forward. Now Jack Tepper gets a touch. And another penalty coming up here to the Colonials. This is for a trip. 5:49 remaining here in the second period. I think Shrewsbury just earned their 87th penalty minute of the period. Right now on the ice for the Colonials are Tepper, Mullen, and Persicino. Jack Tepper's going to take the face-off in the defensive zone. Algonquin wins it back to the point. They go D to D. The one-timer, Shaughnessy with the leg save. James Tepper fishes it out, wraps it all the way around. That takes a bounce off the stanchion, come all the way down to the Algonquin zone. Algonquin across the red line, they'll chip it in. Persicino's going to win the race to it. Shoots it around, kept in by Algonquin. Tepper's able to push that man off the puck. Jack gets it forward. Algonquin comes away with it though. We'll play it back. Now back up. Algonquin enters the zone. Throws it out front. Player comes around the slot, gets it towards Shaughnessy. He's able to get it. Algonquin crashes it to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy's helmet comes off. There's 5 minutes remaining here in the second period. 1:10 remaining in the minor penalty.
Did they just point at Connell?
And Algonquin has been assessed a penalty for a slash. Puck's going to come all the way back into the Tomahawk zone, and it's going to be 4-on-4 for the next 1:10.
You can't do that! You can't do that!
Minor penalty on the Tomahawks. Penalty team number 9, Owen Kimball. Receives a minor penalty for slashing.
Right now on the ice for the Colonials, James Tepper, Jack Tepper, Belbin and Belbin. Tyler Boris is hanging around talking to the referee. Jack comes off the ice, so Tyler Boris will take the face-off with James Tepper as the other forward. Belbin and Belbin are back on D. Tyler Boris set to take the offensive zone draw. Wins it back to James Tepper. James Tepper stick handles around, shoots, that gets blocked. Comes out to the point. Peter Belbin was already back into the zone, now he'll throw it back in. Wodansky stops it behind the net. Tyler Boris racing for it in the corner. Plays it out to Tom Belbin. Tom Belbin from the point. Shoots, save made, rebounds loose. Algonquin comes away with it. Tyler Boris gets it. Loses it, kicks it forward, picks it back up. Tyler Boris now tied up along the sideboards. James Tepper there to help. Boris pushes it up to Peter Belbin. He gets it back. Tom Belbin now shoots. Rebounds loose. James Tepper couldn't get the rebound. Puck is loose. Algonquin now has it behind the net. 30 seconds remaining in the Shrewsbury penalty. Algonquin bringing up ice. Enters the Shrewsbury zone. Coming around the net with it now. Backhanded out front. They shoot. That gets blocked by Peter Belbin. Rebound attempt goes over the net. 10 seconds remaining in the Shrewsbury minor penalty. Block it out, shoot. Saved by Shaughnessy. He gets the cover. 6 seconds remaining in the minor penalty to Shrewsbury. 56 seconds remaining in the minor penalty to Algonquin. There's 3:55 left in the second period, and we are still tied at 1.
This guy doesn't understand what each person means.
O'Connor, Holloway playing forward here for Shrewsbury. It'll still be Belbin and Belbin back on defense. O'Connor's going to take this face off in the defensive zone. He gets tossed, so Danny Holloway will take it. Danny Holloway, of course, able to win the face off over Tom Belbin. Belbin stops behind the net. Shrewsbury penalty expires. They're on the power play. Holloway's getting up ice with it. Jack Tepper's coming on the ice for Shrewsbury. Jumps off sides. 46 seconds remain on the power play for Shrewsbury. It'll be Tepper, Boris, Persicino, and Mullen on the ice here for Shrewsbury. Faceoff's going back to Mullen. Persicino picks it up now. Persicino gets it up for Boris. Boris stick handles around, passes it right to an Algonquin defenseman. He'll take it back into his own zone and eat up as much clock as possible. Plays it around. It's not going to exit the zone. Mullen loses the puck. Algonquin's able to get the full ice clear. He'll roll all the way to Shaughnessy. 25 seconds remaining in the power play. Persicino gets it over to Tepper. Tepper's pass goes off an Algonquin stick. And icing is the call, despite the blatant view of Algonquin touching the puck. 15 seconds remain on the power play for Shrewsbury. 3:13 remaining here in the second period. We are still tied at 1. Tepper, Boris, Tom Belbin, and Persicino on the ice here for Shrewsbury. Jack Tepper's going to take this face off in the defensive zone. Shrewsbury gets tossed from the face-off, so James Tepper will take it. Algonquin wins it back. They get it back to the point. They shoot. Save made by Shaughnessy. Easily able to cover that one. 10 seconds remaining here on the power play. Face-off all tied up. James plays it over to Jack. Jack gets tripped up. Algonquin gets a touch. And now Algonquin going to the box for a trip. The Colonials are going to have 3 seconds of a 5-on-3. Starting off the power play for Shrewsbury, going to be Albertson, Holloway, and O'Connor. Persicino and Tom Belvin are back on D. Algonquin comes away with a face-off win. Player tries to stick handle to too many players, can't get the puck out of the zone despite being shorthanded. O'Connor comes away with it. One Algonquin penalty has expired, so it's only a 5-on-4. Albertson gets it over, looking for O'Connor. Algonquin's able to get it away, and they backhand it out of the zone. Persicino picks it up. Persicino gets it over to Belvin. Belvin gets up looking for O'Connor. He pokes it forward. Bodansky is able to get the cover. There's a minute and a half remaining here in the power play for Shrewsbury. 2.5 minutes remaining in the second period. Tepper, Boris now on the ice for Shrewsbury with Tom Belvin, Colonel Persicino back on D. Algonquin wins that face-off. They'll wrap it all the way around. Persicino races to keep it in. Able to do so. Gets it down low to Boris. Boris stick handles around. Gets to Belvin. Belvin gets it down low to James Tepper. Tepper circles around and gets it back down low to Boris. Boris circles down. Gets it down low to James Tepper. Tepper out to Boris. Boris circles back. Cuts back, looking for Belvin. Algonquin able to get the puck out of the zone. They're coming in on a breakaway now. They're coming in on Shaughnessy. Tries to stick handle around. Shaughnessy with a save. Rebounds loose. Persicino picks it up. Puts it back into the corner. Algonquin comes away with it. Tepper plays it back down to the corner. Persicino draws the contact. Persicino now racing for it in the corner. Pokes it ahead to Jack Tepper. Persicino coming away with it now. Gets up to Boris. Boris comes into the zone. Backhands it towards the net. Algonquin plays after the corner. Less than 30 seconds remaining on the power play for Shrewsbury. Boris has it. Gets it over to Persicino. Persicino with a one-timer gets blocked in front. Algonquin's able to chip that one out of the zone. Less than 20 seconds remaining here on the power play for Shrewsbury. Shaughnessy's going to stop it and leave it for Mullen. Mullen stops. Gets it up to Boris.
Absolutely.
Boris, pass ahead looking for James Tepper. He can't get a stick on it. That'll go for an ice. 7 seconds remaining in the power play for Shrewsbury. When that penalty expires, there will be 1 minute remaining here in the second period. We are still tied at 1 here at North Star. Both Quinlivan still in the box until further notice. O'Connor, Alejandro, and Russo on the ice for Shrewsbury with Peter Belvin and Cam Mullen back on D. Face-off being taken by O'Connor. He wins it back for Peter Belvin. Belvin gets it up to Russo. Algonquin's going to throw that back in. The Algonquin penalty has expired. We're back to even strength. O'Connor gets it to Belvin. Peter gets it ahead for Mullen. He sends it ahead. Alejandro runs up with it. Across the right line, he'll dump it in. Wrapped around. Alejandro couldn't handle it. Algonquin gets it up. Player coming in on Peter Belvin. Shoots. That goes wide of the net. Hit there laid by Alejandro. Russo chases 2 Algonquin defensemen all the way into their own zone. Pass it ahead. He flip it forward. Peter Belvin steps up and it loses the puck. Algonquin picks it up, comes in, tries to slide it past Shaughnessy. Goes off the side of the net. Shrewsbury can't get the puck out of the zone. Algonquin throws in front. That goes all the way through. 10 seconds remaining here in the period. Algonquin cuts to the net. Mullen gets that out. That's going to come all the way down. Icing has been waved off. Bodansky stops it. Only a few seconds remaining, and that'll be it for the second period. Bodansky plays it around, but the buzzer sounds. And after 2 periods, we have 1 goal from Shrewsbury, 1 goal from Algonquin, 2 Quinlivan still in the box. We enter the second intermission tied at 1. Whistle at the end. Now we're back here. We're back here for the beginning of the third period. It'll be Anthony Quinlivan, James Tepper, and Tyler Boris starting off the Colonials, and Mullen and Persicino back on D. Algonquin completes the pass after the face-off win, but Anthony's able to pick it off.
Dude, stand up.
Anthony gets the pass up to James Tepper. Ends back up with it. He gets over to Mullen. Mullen plays it into the Algonquin zone. Bodansky stops behind the net. The Algonquin defenseman picks it up. They have to flip it forward. Algonquin coming up ice with it now. Mullen ties the man up against the boards. Anthony Quinlan there to help. Algonquin comes away with it. They work it out to the point. Gets out of the zone. Sent forward. Mullen leaves it for Anthony. Anthony pushes into the zone, loses the puck. Algonquin comes away with it. They'll wrap it around. Tyler Boris on his way over to cut it off. Tyler Boris able to poke that one forward to himself. Loses the puck. Stick handles, can't get around the goalie. Ends up back with the puck. Coming out of the corner with it now. Tyler Boris throws one back into the corner. He'll go for a change. James Tepper wins the battle for the puck. Gets it over to Anthony. Anthony tries to get it back to him. Gets tied up. James Tepper will pick it up in the corner. Tepper throws one towards the net. Ends up on Anthony Quinlan's stick. Quinlan gets it back up to Belbin. Belbin shoots it towards the net. Rebounds loose. Bodansky pokes it away from Russo. Russo pokes it over for Anthony. Anthony throws one. Goes behind the net. James Tepper picks it up. Throws one out in front. Ends up on Peter Belbin's stick at the point. He tries to throw it back in. Now a penalty coming to Algonquin. Algonquin's going to go to the box for a slash after Peter Belbin had his stick hit out of his hands. 13:20 remaining here in the third period, and the Colonials are going to be on the power play. After serving a 6-year sentence, both Quinlevins are back on the ice now. James Tepper on the left wing. It's going to be Boris and Persicino back at the point. Tepper gets it over to Boris. Boris, far side to Persicino. Persicino will throw it back in. Liam has it now. Makes a move to the net. Looking over for Boris. He kicks it forward. Liam's there. He plays the rebound. That goes off the top of the net. Algonquin can't get the puck out. Boris has it at the point. Looking back door. Algonquin plays it away from the side. Now Algonquin headed up ice with it. Coming in on Persicino. Persicino pokes it away. Algonquin throws in. It's on Shaughnessy. Comes over to the corner. Comes out to Boris. Squirts it. Now Boris headed up ice. 40 seconds gone from the Shrewsbury power play. Tyler Boris enters the zone. Stops. Gets one over for Persicino. Persicino can't catch it cleanly. Pokes it forward for Liam. Liam behind the net with it. Gets it up for Anthony. Anthony from the sideboards. Walks in, shoots, that gets blocked. Tyler Boris ends up with it. Minute gone on the penalty. Boris looking over for Anthony. Anthony shoots. Looking to go to the far post. Save made by Bodansky. Comes all the way up to Boris. Boris gets it down low. Algonquin's going to pick it up. They're going to get the full ice clear. It's on net. Shaughnessy plays it out to Persicino. Persicino leaves it for Boris. Boris will curl back. Now he's able to get by the player. And the second one, Tyler Boris set up ice. Boris is a man on it. Leaves it for Anthony. Anthony gets it over for Liam. Liam stick handles, backhands it towards the net. Tepper able to fight for the rebound. Gets it out looking for Boris. It was the Boris that skates. Algonquin comes away with it. 20 seconds remaining on the Shrewsbury power play. Algonquin enters the zone. Now throws it forward. Collision right by Tyler Boris, who's now skating away with it. Boris looking for Liam. Gets by Liam. Now the whistle is blown. The Algonquin penalty has expired. There's 11:19 remaining in the third period. It's going to be Jack Tepper, Cole Russo, and Jameson Alejandro on the ice, with Belbin and Belbin back on defense. Faceoff's going to be just outside the Algonquin zone.
For whatever reason.
Jack Tepper's going to take the face-off in the neutral zone. Jack wins it back to Belbin. Tom tries to put it in, goes off an Algonquin skate. Algonquin headed up ice. Peter Belbin was able to get in the way of that passing lane. Gets it forward for Russo. Russo can't get it out of the zone. Belbin digging for it. Alejandro's able to steal it away. Algonquin sends it back up. Jack Tepper racing for the puck now. Algonquin wins the race to it, sends it across ice. Defenseman picks it up. Into the Shrewsbury zone, he'll play it forward. Peter Belbin's going to win the race to it. Backhands it back for Tom. Tom gets it over to Russo. Russo has the stick lifted. Puck leaves the zone. Referee eventually blows the whistle for offsides. 10:43 remaining here in the third period. We're going to have a neutral zone faceoff. Persicino and Mullen coming out to play D. James Tepper coming out to join Jack and Cole Russo. Jack gets set to take this neutral zone draw. Algonquin wins it forward. Comes to Mullen. Mullen leaves it behind the net. Looking for Persicino. Algonquin picks it up though. They work it back down low. Pick it up, make a move to the net. Shaughnessy stays strong. Algonquin gets it out to the point. Defenseman has time and space. Whips in the shot. Now gets it through. Backhand towards the net. It's blocked. Jack Tepper has it now. Gets it ahead to James. James stick handles around. Now Algonquin taking it out of the zone. 2-on-2 coming up ice for Algonquin. Coming in on Mullen's side. No offsides. Thrown towards Shaughnessy. He plays that easily to the corner. Jack chips it ahead. James Tepper picks it up. James Tepper all alone coming in. Shoots. Save made by Bodansky. Goes up and out of play. Just under 10 minutes remaining here in the third period. We're still tied at 1. Face-off going to stay in the Algonquin zone. Quinlivan and Boris coming onto the ice. They'll be joined by Belbin and Belbin at the point. Anthony Quinlivan getting set to take this offensive zone draw. The Algonquin center is going to get tossed from the face-off. Quinlivan wins it over the boards. Algonquin gets to it though. They wrap it all the way around. Took it out of the zone. Belbin picks it back up. He'll throw it into the far corner. Boris goes over to cut it off. Belbin picks it up. He'll throw it back in. Bodansky stops behind the net. Boris again chasing after it. That player loses the puck. Liam walks in, takes a slap shot, goes off the crossbar, up and out of play. Player lost his footing after being sticked by Tyler Boris. 9:35 remaining here in the third period. I don't think Bodansky got a piece of that, but the faceoff is going to stay inside the Tomahawk zone. Persicino and Fleonis now on the ice. Anthony set to take another faceoff in the offensive zone. Algonquin wins that one back. They wrap it around. Persicino coming over to it. Gets the keep. Liam chips it forward for Boris. Boris has it. Looks for Anthony in the slot. Anthony gets taken down. Algonquin comes away with the puck. Tyler Boris able to catch up to that man. Plays it forward. Puck is loose behind the net. Algonquin wins the ways to it. Persicino comes away with it. On his backhand, he plays up to Boris. Boris goes to the far pass over to Liam. Liam catches it, enters the zone. Walks in, tries to send it forward for Anthony. Goes off an Algonquin skate. Now Algonquin headed back up ice with it. Across the red light. They'll throw it in. Fleonis is going to pick it up. He leaves it for Liam. Liam heading up ice with it now. Across the red line into the Algonquin zone. Plays it forward. Comes all the way around on his backhand. Plays it out to the point. Fleonis picks it up, walks it over, shoots. Deflected in front, goes over the net. Anthony Quinlivan picks up the rebound. Quinlivan walks in the slot, he shoots. Save made by Bodansky. Rebound too high for Tyler Boris to get any stick on it. Algonquin now headed up ice. Tyler Boris just able to get that one out. No offsides is the call. Persicino has it. He flips it out of the zone. Liam leaves it for Anthony. Anthony walks in, makes a move to the middle. Loses the puck. Algonquin passes it ahead. Drew Albertson chasing after that player. Now that's picked off by Denny Holloway. Denny Holloway entering the offensive zone. Leaves it for O'Connor. O'Connor shoots. That goes wide of the net. Albertson wins the race to the rebound. Gets it out to Tom Belbin at the point. Belbin shoots. Holloway can't deflect it in front. Algonquin picks up the rebound. Played forward by O'Connor. Albertson digging for it in the corner. Algonquin comes away with it. That's a tip by O'Connor. Algonquin has to come back in. Getting a piece of that was Drew Albertson. And then Belbin was able to play that away. Belbin moves it forward. 7.5 minutes remaining here in the game. That comes out to Albertson. Albertson makes a move to the net, tries to find O'Connor. O'Connor now backhands it towards the net. Holloway picks it up. Tries to find O'Connor in the high slot. Blocked by Algonquin. They can pick it up, throw it up to the point. Belbin picks it up. Whiffs on the shot. Puts it back in. Albertson throws it out front. Algonquin gets a touch, and now another penalty coming to Algonquin. Algonquin going to the box for a hold. Algonquin now picking up several consecutive penalties with 7:07 remaining here in the third period. Still tied at 1. The Colonials are going to go on the power play. Normal power play unit out for Shrewsbury. Anthony Quinlivan centering Liam and James Tepper with Persicino and Tyler Boris back on D. Algonquin comes away with the puck after the face-off. Taken around the net. They'll get the full ice clear. Algonquin racing after it. Players up to Tyler Boris. Persicino comes away with it. Persicino, the sauce went out to Quinlivan. Anthony Quinlivan now entering off in the zone. Loses the puck, gets through everyone. Bodanski's there to poke it forward. Boris can't get the keep, spins around, takes it back into the neutral zone. Gets poked past him. Persicino has to race over to it. Shaughnessy has to play it away. Comes out to Algonquin. Algonquin has a player in the shot. They walk in, they shoot and score. Minutes remaining in the third period. 1:23 remaining in the Colonials power play. Algonquin has taken a 2-1 lead in this game. Tom Belbin coming onto the ice to join Tyler Boris on defense.
Assisted by number 15, That's a short-handed goal scored at 8:30 of the third period.
One Algonquin player being sent off. Still a 5-on-4 man advantage for Shrewsbury. The center gets tossed in the face-off. Anthony wins it back to Boris. Boris gets it ahead to James Tepper. James Tepper will throw it into the far corner. Algonquin goes for the clear. That goes off Liam's stick. Shrewsbury can't keep it in. Belton picks it up. Anthony has it now. Gets played all the way back down to the Shrewsbury zone. Shaughnessy stops behind the net. Tyler Boris picks it up. Tyler Boris with it behind his net. Passes it ahead for Quinlivan. Anthony Quinlivan entering the Algonquin zone. Finds Tepper in the slot. Tepper almost loses the puck. Comes back into space now. Gets it up to Belbin at the point. Belbin gets it down low to Liam. Liam tries to get it towards the front of the net. Goes off an Algonquin skate. Gets back up to Belbin. Back over to Liam. Boris to Tepper. Shoots. Save made by Bodanski. James Tepper picks it up in the corner now. He finds Tyler Boris coming in. Tyler Boris shoots. Left save made by Bodanski. Phenomenal sequence by goalie Matt Bodanski. 33 seconds remain on the power play for Shrewsbury. Anthony Quinlivan getting set to take the face off. Comes back to Tepper. He gets it back to Boris. Boris gets it down low to James Tepper, who gets it back to Belbin. Belbin trying to get it back down low. Picked up by Algonquin. Algonquin coming up. Belbin takes down his man. Now James Tepper has the puck. He gets taken down. Anthony Quinlivan picks it up. A delayed penalty coming to Algonquin. Anthony Quinlivan has a stick in, around a couple players. Shoots. Algonquin gets a touch. Great opportunity there for Shrewsbury. But Algonquin taking another penalty for a hold. 5:12 remaining in the third period. 6 seconds remaining in that first Algonquin minor penalty. So there will be 6 seconds of a 5-on-3 advantage for Shrewsbury. For another 1:54 of a 5-on-4 power play. Quinlivan, James Tepper, Tyler Boris, Connell Persicino on the ice here for Shrewsbury. Colonials still trail by a goal. Timeout is called and we'll be back in a minute. We're back here following the Shrewsbury timeout. 6 seconds for 5-on-3. Puck gets tied up. Liam has it. Walks in, shoots, goes wide. One penalty is expired for Algonquin. It's a 5-on-4. Tyler Boris has it. Walking towards the middle, shoots. That gets blocked. No one's there for Shrewsbury. Algonquin picks it up. They'll throw it all the way down. On Shaughnessy. Algonquin, the lead forechecker. Shaughnessy has to play it out. Algonquin still wins the race to it. Comes out of the zone. Algonquin will take that though. Algonquin gets the full ice clear. Minute and a half remaining on the power play for Shrewsbury. Shaughnessy stops it for Boris behind the net. Boris looking ahead for James Tepper. Pass doesn't get there. Algonquin plays it back in. Anthony Quinlivan picks it back up. Cuts back, gets it up to Boris. Boris now entering the zone. Takes it around the net. Throws it out in front, deflects towards the net. James Tepper picks it up, shoots. Save made. James Tepper now has it. Gets it out to Liam. Hops over his stick. Persicino will play it back into the zone. Algonquin gets it back out to the point. Persicino picks it up. Liam Quinlivan got a deflection. That one wide of the net though. Anthony has it now. 50 seconds remaining in the power play to Shrewsbury. Quinlivan gets it out to Boris. Boris tries to get it back down to Quinlivan. It's a bad pass. Comes all the way down to Liam. Liam trying to get it to James Tepper. He loses the puck and Algonquin gets the full ice clear. 40 seconds remaining on the power play for the Colonials. Tyler Boris gets it over to Quinlivan. Anthony has to circle back down low. Gets it over to Belvin. Belvin gets it up to Tepper. Tepper passes it for Anthony. Anthony entering the zone, leaves it for Liam. Liam looking for Tepper. He kicks it towards the net. Gets played to the side. 15 seconds remaining on the power play. James Tepper has it in the corner. Tepper patiently looking around. 10 seconds remaining in the power play. Tepper plays it back down low to Liam. Liam Quinlivan coming out of the corner at the sideboards now. Liam Quinlivan looking around, throws it towards the net. Tyler Boris can't put it in. Penalty is expired. We're back to even strength. Tyler Boris gets it out to Tepper. Tepper can't put it in. Algonquin goes to the clear, goes off a Shrewsbury stick, up and out of play. 3:06 remaining here in the third period. Colonials trail Algonquin 2-1. On the ice now for the Colonials are going to be Jack Tepper centering Cole Russo and Sam O'Connor. Mullen and Tom Belvin are back on D. Tepper wins it to Mullen. Mullen plays it into the zone. Wraps all the way around. Tepper chasing after it. Algonquin is able to get out of the zone. Comes all the way in. Tepper plays it. Sent out of the zone by Mullen. Algonquin will throw it back in. Shaughnessy stops it behind the net for Belvin. Belvin with it behind the net. Throws back. Just over 2.5 minutes remaining here in the game. Belvin gets by one player. Passes behind Russo. Comes all the way out to Algonquin. No ice. Belvin picks it up, throws it back in. Sam O'Connor cuts out that player, wraps it around. Tom Belvin able to keep it in the zone. Algonquin picks it up, able to get it out. Persicino picks it up. Persicino over to Jack Tepper. Jack Tepper draws the contact. Algonquin's able to play the puck up though. Algonquin across the red line. They get it forward. Under 2 minutes remaining here in the game. Belvin has it, gets it up to Persicino. Persicino. Can't dump it all the way in. Jack Tepper lays a hit. Persicino gets a touch. And with 1:43 remaining here in the game, Jack Tepper going to the box for a hit from behind. Colonials are going to be shorthanded for the rest of the game. Referees having a discussion. We'll be back in a minute. We're back here in Westboro. Jack Tepper's been called for a cross-check. Quinlivan, Boris, and James Tepper are on the ice right now for Shrewsbury. Face off, one back by Algonquin. Gets it towards Shaughnessy. He'll get the cover. 4 seconds come off the clock. Shrewsbury shorthanded for the final 1:39 of the game. Have to score a goal to tie it back up. Algonquin shot, deflects up and out of play. 4 more seconds come off the clock. That's face-off, one back by Algonquin. They shoot a save made by Shaughnessy. Anthony digging for it in the corner. Anthony loses the puck, sent back down low by Algonquin. Algonquin wins the race to it, throws it in front of the net, no one's there. Comes all the way up to Boris. Boris picks it up. Goes for the far pass. Algonquin intercepts it. Goes it back out front. Chomsky's able to cover it. 1:14 remaining here in the third period. Liam taking his face off. Comes right through Algonquin. They shoot. That goes high over the net. James Tepper going to win the race to it. Pulls it back. Algonquin swats it away. Gets sent out of the zone. James Tepper racing after it. Algonquin going to win the race to the puck. 1 minute remaining. James Tepper racing after it. Algonquin clears it all the way around. Comes out to Anthony. Anthony plays it up to Boris. Boris stick handles to the neutral zone. Enters the zone. Gets it over to Liam. Liam can't see where the puck is. Gets sent out. That'll go for an ice. There's 43 seconds remaining in the game. Shrewsbury has pulled the goalie, so there are 5 players on the ice for both teams. Should I say 5 skaters on the ice for both teams?
I think he pulled the goalie also.
James Tepper's going to take the face-off in the offensive zone. Algonquin wins it back. Take it behind the net. They're able to flip it out of play, out of the zone. Algonquin gloves it forward, able to get it up. No offsides called. Algonquin has it. Players given space. Shoots towards the net, ends up behind the net. Less than 30 seconds remaining. Shrewsbury gets it up. Algonquin throws it behind the net. Liam's going to win the race to it. Only 20 seconds remaining. Liam plays it ahead. Tyler Boris picks it up. Tyler Boris entering the zone. Tyler Boris throws it, ends up towards the net. There are 12 seconds remaining. Penalties will certainly be assessed on this sequence. We'll be back in a minute when we figured it all out. We're back here in Westboro. Matching penalties with the call. Still 5 skaters on the ice for each team. Timeout called and we're back. All right, we're back here in Westboro. Matching penalties, so 5 skaters on the ice for each team. Tyler Boris will take his face off. Algonquin wins it back. Algonquin clears it back. Persicino able to keep in the zone temporarily. Gets tied up, Algonquin gets the clear, and that'll be it for the game. Shrewsbury falls to 16-2-2 on the season. That's how they'll finish the regular season. They still have the 1 seed in the Central Mass playoffs after winning the Roy Conference with the best record. Their winning streak is over. They'll head into the playoffs with a loss, but have still earned a first-round bye. Check the MIAA website and the Shrewsbury High School Hockey Twitter account for playoff information. We hope to see you then.